Okay, let's take a closer look at Crimes of the Future on 4K. Controversial movie, no doubt, but let's take a look at the actual transfer quality first before I talk a little bit about the movie itself. 5 out of 5 picture quality, excellent. 4 out of 5 audio, also excellent. There's some light grain, it resolves perfectly in every shot, and it's consistent from shot to shot, from low APL scenes, which is low brightness scenes, to the high brightness scenes. This is really, really good. Superb. Detail, yep, excellent. Blacks don't crush, and there's no visible bit depth errors from the cameras being digital either. Yeah, it's a win for me. This is these are really the main things that I look for. Can it resolve grain? How much detail do we have in the shot? Are blacks crushing in any way? How do colors actually look? You get all of this right, and I'm always going to be reviewing it this way. But the hardest thing to do is grain. If you can get grain right, most of the rest of this actually takes care of itself. So, yeah. But getting grain good is extremely difficult. Especially, to be honest, with this movie, it's not an easy movie to transfer either. So, yeah, very impressive with these guys. It was released by Decal Releasing, or Decal. Very good. I think this might be their first 4K release. I've honestly never heard of them before, so I'm impressed. If they can keep doing transfers like this, I'm definitely going to keep a watch out for these guys. But yeah, the sound, the music, dialogue, all excellent quality, extremely high quality recording. So the music went along with the movie so well too. Took some screenshots. Generally speaking, nothing overly specific. There's a few later on that I will maybe go into, just shooting style, what I liked in the shots themselves, that type of thing. The reason there's these two shots of this kid outside. Excuse me. The reason I really picked these is because it's probably the brightest scene in the disc or on the movie. So I just wanted to get an idea of how these scenes looked, how they looked when you took screenshots of them, things like that. Are we crushing? We're not. And these are good scenes too. Just for background scenes are always sometimes good, or mostly good, to see if there's any grain issues in these shots. Does grain resolve well in flat, clear blue skies? This isn't exactly that, but sometimes you can really pick things out. Now, the cameras on this movie, like I said, I think are excellent, and we're already getting into the focus of this kid, this child here sitting on the beach. The background is starting to blur out, and the detail here, even on the rocks and things like that, it's really, really nice. And then we go into a shot which I basically love in movies, is just a shot of the main character, not main character, just a character, and the black backgrounds are blurred out. I love shots like this. Again, another good chance to see if there's any film grain resolving issues or anything like that. There isn't. Anything that is clean, like walls, like complete blue skies like this, just especially on this side, you can always tell with the grain whether it's having issues or not, and there absolutely wasn't any. This was a shot I was like, yeah, I want to see this, because we're probably, when I say low APL, this is probably almost very, very low. This is on the very low side, and the amount of light on the screen is just extremely limited. So fades along walls, no bit depth errors. You know, this is digitally shot and there's no bit depth errors whatsoever. Not sure how well this is going to translate on YouTube because I'm not sure if their videos are darker and things like that, but it really does depend on your display, what you can see here. I watched this on an OLED and I think it looks absolutely excellent, especially with blacks being really black. It makes lights and everything like that stand out more. Grain again resolving really well along walls, and at this point I knew, okay, we have a winner on our hands with this disc. So nothing specific in these shots. Just again the photography. I really do like the photography. These might be spotlights simulated to be real light, but it looked natural. The lighting did look natural to me. Yeah, very, very good. But yeah, I love these shots. Really, really nice. Along these walls, potential there could be breakup in film grain. There wasn't again. One thing I actually noticed on my last video was watching it back is some areas of, like, say, the image here could probably break up into artifacts. Now, that's not obviously what I'm seeing here. I'm looking at a completely uncompressed PNG image. And like YouTube, I don't know, but like even in this corner, right, there's some black level detail here and stuff. On YouTube, this could actually be blocked. They could block this because obviously the bit rates are extremely low on YouTube. So, you know, keep that in mind as well. If you're watching this and you're like, well, I see this breaking down in the corner, or I see this, or whatever. That's a lot of the times that's YouTube, or most of the time it actually is YouTube. So, another really good shot. Generally speaking, this isn't a clean wall. You know, it isn't. But it's a good place to again to see grain because it is mostly the same color. There's nothing you know, sticking out tremendously. But again, how does grain resolve here versus say here along here? You know, things like that. You can tell here as well though. The focus and the detail around here is really, really exceptional. And this is like a medium shot. You know, we're not into a close-up or anything like that. Very, very good detail. Black level detail as well. We're not crushing here. We're not crushing here. This is a really good test as well for if you have an OLED. This movie is OLEDs potentially do suffer from low APL shots. I didn't find to have an issue with this movie, but there is potential for that on OLEDs. It's very difficult to do. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why. They're getting better at it all the time. I think the 2020s really improved. The 2020 models for OLED, they have much better black level handling than the previous OLEDs, so things like that. So definitely a challenging movie. Now, what you're watching this on really does depend on how, you know, potentially how good you think this movie actually looks. This scene, for example, now again on YouTube, not sure exactly what you're going to see here, so I will just try and point out what I'm seeing. This is a night shot, and this is true night. Like, we are literally just getting the light from, say, the moon over in the corner where my camera is, and that is it. It is an incredibly difficult test for a TV to do. Now, again, this scene specifically looks better on an OLED because the blacks here need to be black. They actually need to be black. They can't be grey like an LED. They can't be grey. It destroys the integrity of the shot entirely. So Very, very difficult stuff to do, even on an OLED. Excellent black level detail here. Not sure what you're going to be able to see. A very difficult shot. No visible bit depth errors on his face and things like that. These fades are really nice too. Very, very good. This is Kristen Stewart on the left here. Actually thought she played an excellent role, and I thought her acting was tremendous. I think she's been in some, like, Diana. She did the Diana movie as well, and I thought her acting was incredible on that movie. I initially thought, I'm like, oh no, they're getting Kristen Stewart to do it. Watched it. She is a really good actor. I think. Yeah, really, really good. I thought she was superb in it. I guess you could be talking about the movie, a little bit about the movie here. Directors obviously do this a lot, and that is, or camera photographers. We're showing two sides here. You know, the direction that she wants to take, her mate, we'll say, and the potential direction that maybe she wants to go. We always do this with the two sides. They do this with mirrors too. When you're looking in the mirror, you're which way should I go type of thoughts in your mind and things like that. I did think that I just thought the camera work and things like that, just little touches like this, all completely subtle, were excellently done. Again though, look at the amount of colour in these shots. Well, brightness, we'll say. It's all low APL shots, all extremely difficult to do. You could be on other transfers, you could be breaking down into noise in these corners along these walls, because there's not much detail in the wall itself. So sometimes encoders don't apply enough bitrate to simple areas like this. This movie, we didn't have any of that issue at all. It was still doing that. There was still enough grain here to put enough bits there to resolve everything. So yeah, very, very good. Again, this camera work, wouldn't say camera work, the photography. Background is blurred out, and the focus is just on the characters themselves. The resolution is just absolutely incredible. The detail that we have here is amazing. We're not crushing, obviously, anywhere near crushing with this white shirt. There's really not enough light in the shot anyway. A good, I don't know, cameras there, but this wall, again, simple walls, very difficult to do, especially with film grain. Can everything resolve? Is there enough bit rate in these scenes to resolve everything perfectly? There is. I think I used this for the review image, and again, this resolution is just amazing. It's really, really detailed. All of his facial features and everything. These cameras are amazing. Absolutely excellent. Excellent black level detail here. It's just superb. No breakup of grain or noise or anything. Again, look at these scenes. They're so difficult to actually transfer and to actually make look good. But these guys have done it. Decal, they've done it. I will have to find out who actually does their transfers, because I would definitely want to know. Yeah, very, very good. Oh yeah. So the reason I chose like just random shots like this is the detail of these cameras. There's so much. The focus work is just amazing. And that's always nice to see, you know, especially digital, because for me, digital never looks as sharp as film. But this movie got there. This movie had that level of detail that I was like really surprised with. So yeah, these are just some of the other characters in the movie and things like that. I just wanted to get a shot of most of them. Again, lighting, hardly any in scenes, and maybe some light shining through the window, all extremely difficult to do. Same room, low light, you know, grain is resolving perfectly in these scenes, and there's a shot of all of them. Now, one thing, let's talk about this as well, is a movie like Ambulance on 4K is a demo disc, right? That's the movie that you go to Best Buy to see how good a TV looks, right? This movie would be my disc that I would use to try and evaluate a TV and see how good it is. Now, these other ones, like YouTube demos that are 4K and everything is bright and colourful, yeah, I agree, they look incredible. This is incredible, but I think respect has to be paid, or should be noted or paid for, whatever, to movies like this, or not necessarily the movie, just how difficult it is to get a display projector or anything, at OLED TV, to get a movie like this to display well. So yeah, I just think it's a good test for TVs. What is possible, and one thing on OLED as well is when you have black level detail like this that is actually inked black, right? We are pure, maybe pure black. I'm not 100% sure here, but we just have excellent detail. It makes the lights and everything like that pop, and you just have that look of just more dynamics. Like with this light here, it's actually quite dynamic. Even though, again, there's not a lot of light in the scene, I think this movie was designed for an OLED. If you are not watching it on an OLED, a lot of this, I think, will be washed out, and you lose that dynamic punch that you do get from an OLED. For me, that's just the way it is. I personally couldn't go back. Now I've had an OLED for how long? 2 or 3 years. I couldn't go back. I watch my movies in a black room as well. That's one thing. So it's 100% light controlled, and I'm not watching it with the sun coming through my room or anything like that. Reflections, I don't have any of that. Yeah, it's completely blacked out. So this makes movies like this that are low on the picture brightness, and it does give them more punch. So, and I feel as though you're really seeing it how the director intended. But I'll move on. Yeah, this might be difficult to see. Black level detail here and around here, very dark. This looked exceptional on an OLED, and again, it gives more vibrancy to an image. Again, I was just taking random screenshots here, really, just to check things out. Another shot of Kristen, and again, with kind of blurred, the backgrounds are blurred. So again, the focus on these cameras, I love it. Excellent, great detail on her face, superb. Same thing. Again, all really difficult to do. Actually, a bright shot. Another thing that the director could have been doing, or at least thinking about, is light and the way we, as a viewer, as an audience member, sees light. He's talking to a doctor here about advice on things, about how his body is changing and things like that. It's in a back room, sure, but there is light shining at them. So it's like, is it's almost like, is this the way to go? Is this the light, the shining light, the answer that I need to make myself happy, and things like that. Just subtle things in these shots like that, that weren't in any other shot, make you really think about the movie in a different way. Not sure how many more shots I've actually got. I think I only did 20. Again, walls. You've got to check these walls, especially on 4K. Is there banding? Is there any breakup of grain or anything like that? There wasn't. Black level detail revealing here is also exceptional. So yeah, close-ups again, superb. That was the final shot of the movie. It actually goes to black and white. Okay. So yeah, exceptional transfer, I thought. And even though I do keep saying it, this is what OLED was made for. Movies like this, not so much from a demo disc, from the point of view of, we have the brightest movie ever, you got to check this out, it looks absolutely amazing. Just general quality throughout of these low light scenes. Again, I just thought it looked absolutely excellent. So the movie itself, it isn't my thing, and if you are somebody that's into like traditional things, and I think you could potentially find this movie offensive. I've heard some people walked out of the theatre when they watched it, things like that. I'm not really, I don't really get offended by things, you know. So I was willing to watch the movie all the way through, you know. But one thing I'd probably like to say is this movie is not going to be for everyone, and yes, it's borderline offensive. It's right on the edge, really. But I think we all watch movies and get things from movies, messages from movies, in different ways, and at different times in our lives. If you've ever watched a movie, I don't know what movie, but if you've watched a movie like 20 times, sometimes you watch a movie on the 21st time and you're like, I get that now. That was a different experience for me. For some reason, I've watched this movie 10, 15, 20 times, but I experienced it in a different way. I just think that is really cool about movies. I'm not saying this one does that. I'm just saying that there are messages in this movie and in the subplot that I actually do find interesting. It is about an alternate universe and that in the future. And, one message that I took from this movie was very, very simple. Forget the main plot that is potentially offensive to people. I focused on some other things, really, and that is live your life. Don't let society tell you what to do. Not necessarily what to do, but who to be. You be you. Don't let others drag you one way or the other. Almost surrender to who you really are, and that is how you will enjoy life. The final scene of the movie, that's what it did to me. That's the message that I got from the movie, and that is, be who you are. That is how you're going to enjoy life. We don't have long on this planet, and you're allowing other things in the world, society and things like that, to potentially hold you back from an incredible life. And even though this was kind of subplotty type idea, it really just clicked to me as the movie ended, that for me is what I got from the movie, and I appreciated that. Again, controversial movie and borderline offensive, and things like that, sure. But I always try and find something in a movie where I'm like, that was the message I got from it, and that's what I got from it. Live your life for who you are, not for other people, and that is the best way to enjoy life, I think. So, okay, that is Crimes of the Future. That's my thoughts on it. This release will not be for everybody, and if you are easily offended, or I wouldn't even buy it. I wouldn't even don't even waste your life, uh, you know, watching this movie if it really is gonna offend you, or you get offended really easy. It's not worth it. But there are some things to be gotten from the movie if you are willing to just sit down and watch it and really wait till the ending. The ending for me is what did it. But hey, I know it's not going to be for everybody. So let me know what you thought. If you've actually seen it, did you go to the movies and see it and walk out the movie theater? You know. So if you've seen the 4K, let me know what you think to that too. I loved the transfer, so I definitely recommend it for the actual picture and sound, and how good a 4K can look. And yeah, so that's it. That's all I wanted to say, and thanks for watching. Bye.